Football is about to change forever, and most fans don't even realize it yet. World Cup 2026 isn't just another tournament. It's the beginning of a new era where football tactics, players' money, and even the way we watch the game will never be the same again. New teams, new formats, new superstars, and shocking changes that will break old football traditions forever. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why football after 2026 will feel like a completely different sport. If you love football, watch till the end because the future of the game might shock you. Subscribe for more football predictions and future updates. Football is about to enter a moment that will divide its entire history into two parts. Everything before 2026 and everything after it. Because what is coming with the FIFA World Cup 2026 is not just a tournament change. It is a full transformation of football itself, and most fans have not realized it yet. This is the beginning of a new era where the rules, the stars, the tactics, and even the emotions of the game will evolve into something we have never seen before. And once it starts, there is no going back. For over 100 years, football has remained almost the same in its structure. The same number of teams, the same balance of power, the same traditional system where only a handful of nations dominate the world stage. But 2026 is going to break that balance completely. Because for the first time in history, the World Cup will expand to 48 teams, and that one change alone is enough to shake the foundation of football forever. More teams means more matches, more opportunities, and more chaos. But it also means something deeper. It means the world of football is no longer controlled by just the elite. Nations, countries that were once considered too small or not strong enough will now step onto the biggest stage in world sports. And when that happens, unpredictability enters the game at a level we have never experienced before. Imagine a powerhouse team training for years to dominate the World Cup, only to be shocked by a nation that no one even considered a threat. That is the future of 2026. The expansion is not just adding teams. It is adding uncertainty. And in football, uncertainty is the most powerful force of all, because it destroys prediction, it breaks expectations, and it creates legends out of nowhere. We will start seeing matches where traditional giants struggle in ways fans are not used to. Teams that once walked into tournaments expecting easy wins will now face opponents who are hungry, fearless, and completely unpredictable. And this is where football begins to change emotionally as well, because fans are not ready for a World Cup where their favorite dominant teams are no longer guaranteed. Success, the comfort zone of football, is ending, and a new era of pressure is beginning. But this is only the first layer of change, because the second transformation, happening after 2026, is even more powerful, and it is happening inside the game itself. Football tactics are about to evolve in a way that will make old systems feel outdated. For decades, football has been built on classic formations like 4-4-2, 4-3-3, and 3-5-2. Fans grew up understanding these systems. Coaches built their entire identity around them, and players trained their entire careers to fit inside them. But that era is slowly coming to an end, because modern football is no longer just about positions. It is about movement, intelligence, and adaptability. In the World Cup 2026 era, formations will not be fixed anymore. They will be fluid. A team might start in a 4-3-3 but transform into a 2-3-5 during attack, and shift into a 5-4-1 during defense, all within seconds. This is not theory anymore. This is where football is heading, and the reason is simple. The game has become too fast for traditional systems to survive. Players are now expected to perform multiple roles in a single. Match defenders are not just defenders anymore. They are playmakers from the back. Midfielders are not just creators. They are press machines, attackers, and defenders all at once. Even strikers are now expected to drop deep, press aggressively, and create chances instead of just finishing them. The modern footballer is becoming a hybrid athlete, and this change will explode during and after the 2026 World Cup, but there is something even more powerful driving this tactical revolution. Data analytics and artificial intelligence. Coaches are no longer relying only on intuition or experience. They are using real-time data to make decisions during matches. Everything is being tracked. Player speed, passing accuracy, fatigue levels, opponent weaknesses, and even probability-based match outcomes. In the near future, coaching decisions will not just come from emotion, but from calculation. Imagine a scenario where a coach receives a live AI suggestion saying a player has a 73% chance of losing performance in the next 15 minutes. And based on that, a substitution is made instantly. This is not science fiction anymore. This is the direction football is moving toward. And once World Cup 2026 puts this evolution on the global stage, there will be no turning back. Matches will become more precise, more strategic, and in many ways, more mechanical. Some fans will love this evolution, others will feel like football is losing its raw soul. But one thing is certain: football will never stay the same, again. And while tactics and structure are evolving, there is another shift happening that is even more emotional for fans. The complete transformation of football's superstar era. For over 15 years, football has been defined by two names, Messi and Ronaldo. Their rivalry shaped an entire generation of fans. Their dominance created a standard that felt almost impossible to reach, but every era eventually reaches its ending point. And World Cup 2026 represents that turning moment, because by then, football will officially step into a post-Messi-Ronaldo world. A world where new stars must rise to take their place, and this transition will not be gradual. It will be sudden, and it will be global. Young players who are currently developing in clubs around the world will enter 2026 with the biggest opportunity of their lives, because the World Cup is the ultimate stage. One tournament can change everything. One performance can turn a young player into a global superstar. Overnight, we will see players from unexpected countries becoming international sensations. We will see teenagers stepping into pressure that even veterans struggle with. And we will see a new type of football fame being born, not just based on performance, but on media, branding, and digital influence. Because today's football is not just played on the pitch, it is played on social media as well. A single highlight can go viral in seconds. A single goal can turn a player into a global name overnight, and after 2026, this effect will multiply even further. Football stars will no longer be just athletes. They will be global digital icons, and this will completely reshape how we understand greatness in football. Because in the past, legends were built over years, but in the future, legends can be created in a single tournament. And that is the power of the new era we are stepping into, a world where experience still matters. But exposure matters just as much, and where potential is sometimes more valuable than legacy. So as we move closer to World Cup 2026, one truth becomes clearer every day. Football is not just evolving, it is transforming into something entirely new. A faster game, a smarter game, a more global game, and a more unpredictable game than ever before. And the biggest question is not whether this change will happen, because it already is happening. The real question is, are we ready for it? Because once 2026 arrives, football will never feel the same again. Football has always been more than just a game. It is emotion, it is business, and it is power. But after World Cup 2026, football will no longer be just a sport played on the pitch. It will become one of the biggest financial ecosystems in the world. And this shift is already beginning, behind the scenes, because every World Cup creates stars. But 2026 will create something even bigger. It will create price explosions. A single performance in this tournament could increase a player's value by tens of millions overnight. Clubs are already preparing for this moment. They are not just scouting players anymore. They are hunting future assets. Young talents are being tracked years in advance, not based on current performance, but based on future potential, because modern football has become a prediction game. Who will rise? Who will peak early? Who will become the next global superstar? After 2026, transfer markets will become more aggressive than ever before. Clubs will no longer wait for long career development. They will attack early, buy younger, invest faster, and take bigger risks because they know one truth. If a player performs on the World Cup stage, his value multiplies instantly, but this also creates pressure like never before. Young players will step into a stage where one mistake can change their entire career path, and one success can change their entire life. This is why football after 2026 will feel more intense even off the pitch, because money will move faster than ever before, and the gap between clubs will start to shift in unexpected ways. We are also seeing the rise of new football powers. Countries and leagues that were once not part of football's elite system are now becoming serious competitors in financial influence. New investment from outside traditional football nations is changing everything. Football is no longer controlled only by Europe and South America. It is becoming global in every sense, and this global expansion means one thing. Competition is increasing everywhere, but while money is changing football behind the scenes, the way fans experience football is also going through a silent revolution. Because after 2026, watching football will not be the same experience it is today. We are entering an era where technology and football are merging completely. Imagine watching a match where you are not just a viewer, but part of the game experience itself. Fans will be able to access real-time stats instantly. Player performance data will be available live on screen. AI generated analysis will break down every move in seconds, and even highlights will be personalized based on what you want to see. Virtual reality and augmented reality will start becoming part of mainstream football viewing. You will not just watch the match, you will feel like you are inside it. Stadium experiences will also evolve. Fans in stadiums will get enhanced visuals through digital overlays, real-time, tactical maps, live player, tracking, and interactive crowd engagement. Systems football will become more immersive than ever before. But this also creates a divide, because not every fan will adapt to this change at the same speed. Some will love the technology, others will miss the simplicity of old football, where you just watched the game without any digital interference. But change does not wait for comfort, and football is moving forward no matter what. Even short-form content is changing the sport. Today, millions of fans do not watch full matches anymore. They watch highlights, moments, clips, and reactions. After 2026, this trend will become even stronger. Football will be consumed in smaller, faster, more viral pieces. A single goal will travel across the world in seconds. Single mistake will be analyzed endlessly, and a single performance will define a player's reputation instantly. This means football is no longer just happening on the pitch. It is happening across the entire internet, and that changes everything about how the game is understood, because in this new era, attention is power, visibility is success, and moments define careers. So when we look at World Cup 2026 as a whole, we are not just looking at a tournament, we are looking at a turning point in football history, a moment where everything changes at once. Tactics evolve, money explodes, technology enters, and a new generation takes control. And when all of this comes together, football will feel like a completely different universe. Not better, not worse, just different and permanently changed. World Cup 2026 is not just a tournament, it is the beginning of a completely new football era. Some fans will miss the old game, but the new generation will grow up never knowing it. One thing is certain, football will never be the same again after 2026. If you believe football is changing forever, comment. The new era has started.